I think for any outdoor lovers living in the UK, the Lake District must be universally loved as one of the jewels in the crown. All its mountains, lakes, tarns, becks and gullies and vast amounts of area only accessible by hiking in make it a playground for the outdoor enthusiast, and yet I've only ever been once. This video was actually filmed on the Maybank holiday this time last year. It wasn't filmed with YouTube in mind, and I'd never filmed anything before, so it's a little rough around the edges and I don't talk to camera much, so I'll just talk to you like this. But I know many of you live around the lakes or have a deep connection to the area, so I thought you might appreciate seeing my amazement at exploring a landscape for the first time that you will know so well. I hope you enjoy. I went with my mum, who gifted me this weekend trip for my 22nd birthday. Where are we going, Mum?
To the lakes.
To the lakes! But like I'm sure so many of your plans did too, this trip got delayed due to COVID, so I was 23 by the time we got up there. I had no idea what to expect, including just how narrow the country lanes are. And do you trust the sat-nav?
No.
So we're trying to get into a car park in Kendal, and we're following the sat-nav because obviously we don't know where we are, and well, we really don't know where we are now, are we? It's routing us down the middle of nowhere. Let me show you.
Testing my driving skills.
We are testing driving skills. Very tight, narrow country roads.
Seem so strong until it falls.
Another one. We made it. Country roads complete. We're now going to go on our first walk to a viewpoint called Scout Scar. Just topping up on some food, some energy cake first. And it's so warm. Look what's come out. Mother's legs. I got pretty excited before this trip, and I bought myself maps and a compass for the first time and invested in learning how to map read. I've done some big hikes in my life, including climbing the highest mountain in Costa Rica and doing the famous W trek in Patagonia, Chile. But all of these still had fairly clear paths, so I was hoping to try turning my hand to navigation here in the lakes. As you might be able to tell, Scout Scar was very benign and hardly the place to do that. But I quickly tucked my compass away and took in the beautiful views. No. Not mint.
It doesn't smell like it, so I don't not taste it. Hallucinogenic. Well, no,
Oh, that'd be quite funky, wouldn't it? We stayed at Forest House Guest House while in the lakes, and if you're after a B&B, I can't recommend it enough to you. It was gorgeous, tucked away in the Eskdale Valley with views all around of the surrounding fells, and their massive breakfasts were the perfect fuel for a day hiking. And if you like wildlife photography, it was amazing. They have red squirrels routinely visit every morning, and you can hear the resident tawny owl calling through the night from your bed. There's squirrel guy.
It's going up the field, up there, up to that tree.
In the evenings, we would wander out for walks in the surrounding area, watching as the fells glowed bright red in the falling light, and I slipped all too quickly into a very happy and content state of mind. So pink, it's actually showing off on the camera.
So, big bird. Wouldn't be out. Wouldn't be out.
For our second day, we headed down past Ross Water to begin a day's hiking up to Scafell Pike. The weather was incredible, and it was a bank holiday weekend, so we knew it would be packed, but considering it was my first time in the lakes, it seemed somehow only right to ascend England's highest peak and tick that one off the list. We decided to take a circular route up and down from Scafell Pike, starting along the Moses Trod footpath and following Lingmill Beck up through the valley until running along the corridor route and summiting. Not only was this my first time in the lakes, but also in any mountains in England as a whole. So when I tell you that I was astounded that we have such incredible landscapes in our borders, that is a gross understatement. I could have stayed in that valley alone the whole trip and I would have been beyond content. We made it! And the summit is absolutely packed. We made it!
We did.
How do you feel?
Not sure. So glad we made it.
We come up here, go round there. We should have been at that lake, but we very much weren't. We took a bit of a off-piste route, I think, in the end. And it should go all the way along this corridor and back down there. What's the time now, Mum?
1:30.
1:30, okay. 3.5 hours to get here. We got the down route to go. We'll go down a different route, back down that way. For the descent, we headed down hollow stones, which was pretty much just one long snaking trail of people, but even the crowds couldn't spoil the incredible scenery. Funnily enough, compared to the clothes and footwear everyone else seemed to be wearing, me in my hiking boots and hiking shorts and t-shirt ended up looking like the odd one out clothing-wise, which has never happened to me before on a mountain. I have no idea how so many people made it to the top in items like jeans and flip-flops, but props to them. I honestly hadn't realised how such a hike would appeal to such a broad range of people, and in 30-degree heat they did not pick an easy day to give it a go. We returned to our room hungry and sun-beaten and filled to the brim with happiness, as all good days in the mountains make you feel. Very nearly there, just need to get above Mum's head to that car park. Nearly there. Yep. For our last day in the lakes, we originally planned to spend the day relaxing and walking around Wasp Water, but like how all the best adventures form, unexpectedly and without a plan, we headed off for a short lunchtime stroll that ended up with us swimming in a tarn, summiting Middlefell, and a 4-hour hike all in all. We headed up along the right side of Greendale Gill, ending up at Greendale Tarn nestled in a mountain bowl. We started over at the lakeside somewhere, and we're heading up around that area. As nice as it was to see so many people enjoy the outdoors the previous day on Scafell Pike, and as much as I encourage people to get outdoors, realistically, you just don't want to see a lot of other people out on the mountains, do you? A great deal of their appeal is in their wildness and the sense of disconnection from the hustle and bustle of the world they bring, and the ability they give you to connect back into a state of peace. It's funny how just seeing one other person when out can snap you out of that state. It's nice to feel like you have the world to yourself. It gives you space to breathe.
Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep.
It's just slippery, so you can get your hands in and hold onto a rock and then just...
And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind.
view of Scafell Pike that we did yesterday and Water, which when we get down to the bottom of this, even though I swam in the tarn at the top, I'm going in for a swim, not a naked box.
Unlike my mum, I chickened out swimming in Water, as England's deepest lake is downright cold, so I left that challenge for another day. We'd been so lucky with the weather the whole weekend, 30 degrees, sunny and with little wind. As my only experience in the lakes, I think it's safe to say that I have a slightly skewed perception of what a typical weather day is like there. Come rain or shine though, I could love this landscape, and my little southern legs have been dreaming of going back ever since. We packed so much in, and the lake stole my heart, but honestly, the best part of the trip was just getting to spend time with my mum. We don't often get quality time to spend together, just the two of us, and despite the fact that I probably enjoy my own company a little bit too much, in the right company, I find experiences are generally best shared. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'd love to hear from you about some of your favourite spots or memories of the lakes. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time.
Oh, that's video again.
Quick!